Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Life Korean, where we learn Korean through songs, dramas, and other videos online. Today we're looking at a ballad from a new singer called Haun. And the song is called Shin Yong Jae, which, as you might know, is the name of another singer. So I found this interesting and I looked it up, and it turns out that Haun is a major fan of Shin Yong Jae and is kind of the reason he got into music in the first place. So I think this song kind of demonstrates, just how much influence Shin Yong Jae had on Haun's career, which is just starting to take off now, and is kind of dedicated to him. But it is a ballad, and as we look at the chorus, you'll be able to see how he's kind of worked in Shin Yong Jae's name as a lyric into the chorus. So first, let's listen to the clip. Okay, so that's the chorus. It's a bit longer than other choruses we've looked at, but let's go through it line by line now. First, let's listen to the first part. Okay, so for this video we don't actually have English subtitles, so what I'll do is before we look at the line, I'll read out just a kind of natural translation of the line, and then we'll look at it in Korean. So this one would mean, just like the way you keep trying to imitate Shin Yong Jae, but you can't do it. That's the kind of natural translation. But let's look at it more literally now. So first, the word 따라하다 means copy or imitate something. 뭐를 따라하다. So here we have Shin Yong Jae를 따라하다, copying or imitating Shin Yong Jae. 따라하고 따라해도. So the reason we've got this verb repeated here is to kind of emphasize that they keep doing this. 따라하고 and imitate 해도. So 해도, as we looked at in other songs, means even if. So even if you imitate Shin Yong Jae, 안 되는 것처럼. 안 되다 means something doesn't work. So for example, if your computer isn't working, you can say, 컴퓨터 안 되네, means your computer is not working. Of course, you might also know another meaning of 안 돼, as in, no, you can't do that. So it's basically that kind of nuance of not being able to do something, something doesn't work, or you can't do something. And at the end, we have this 는 것처럼. And so this grammar means like doing something. So just like you do that thing. And in this case, just like you imitate Shin Yong Jae. Let's listen to the second part now. 사랑을 따라하고 흉내내도 안 되는 것처럼. 사랑을 따라하고 흉내내도 안 되는 것처럼. Just like when you copy, just like when you imitate and pretend to love, but it doesn't work, or you can't do it. So here we basically have the same structure as before. 사랑을 따라하고, so imitating love. But here we have a different word, 흉내내도. So let's have a look at this word. So this phrase, 흉내내다, also means to imitate something, but particularly with actions. So if you imitate someone's voice or pretend to act like someone, that's when we say 흉내내다. And at the end again, 안 되는 것처럼. So it's the same as the previous sentence. Let's listen to the next one now. 목이 부서져라 이 노래를 불러도 너는 다시 돌아오진 않잖아. Even if I sing this song until my throat is raw, you still don't come back again. So this first part, 목이 부서져라. 부서지다 means to literally smash something. 목 is your throat. It can also mean neck. So it can be confusing sometimes in Korean if someone's talking about their neck or their throat. But usually you can know from context, or people will describe a bit more. Now this is actually an interesting structure, and I won't go into it too much, but just know that this phrase here is being used to describe the way he's singing the song. So 이 노래를 불러도, 노래를 부르다, sing a song. And then 너는 다시 돌아오질 않잖아. So you, 다시 again, 돌아오다. 돌아오다 means to come back. 돌아가다 means to go back. So always make sure you're using the right one. If you are somewhere and somebody's coming to you, then you're going to use 돌아오다. But if you are going somewhere, even though it's your house, in English we might say come back sometimes, but in Korean, if you're going somewhere, you always say go back. In the next part we have 돌아오질 않잖아. So one interesting thing is we have on 지않다 here, we have like an object marker, we have a riul here. And what that does is basically kind of just emphasizes this negation a little bit more. It's making that you don't come back. It's emphasizing that don't a bit more strongly. And then on top of that, connected to this, we have 잖아, which is something we looked at on the last lesson. And remember I said it's like a shortened 지않아? So that could be confusing if you're like, well, how can you connect both 지않다 and 지않다 together? But remember what I also said is 잖다 is used kind of separately. And actually this should be not 잖아 but 잖다 here. So it's kind of used separately to 지않다. It takes on a different feeling and a different meaning. So it's used different grammatically. So again here, like in the previous song I talked about, it gives a feeling of that the listener already knows what you're talking about, or you should expect what I'm saying. All right, let's go on to the next one.
네가 그렇게도 좋아했었던 그 노래처럼.
Okay, and we're at the last line already. 네가, which means you, again, but we pronounce it 네가. 그렇게도 좋아했었던 그 노래처럼. Just like that song that you liked so much. So let's take a look at a couple of words here now. 그렇게, which means like that. For example, 그렇게 했어 means did it like that. So 그렇게도 좋아했었던. 좋아하다 meaning like. 그렇게도. Why do we have a 도 here? So again, emphasis. The song that you really liked that much. Okay, it's just emphasis again. And then on the end of 좋아했다, the past of like, we have 던, which we did also look at in another song too. And it's basically just emphasizing the past again. 그 노래처럼, that song, and then 처럼 again. Notice that we put 처럼 onto verbs in the first two lines, but here it's actually attached directly to a noun. So 처럼 can be used directly next to a noun as well. So like that song that you liked so much. And that's the chorus. Okay, let's listen to it one more time. Try and pick up on anything new that you learn and follow along with the lyrics at the bottom.
Shin Yong Jae 따라하고 따라해도 안 되는 것처럼 사랑을 따라하고 흉내내도 안 되는 것처럼 목이 부서져라 이 노래를 불러도 너는 다시 돌아오질 않잖아. 네가 그렇게도 좋아했었던 그 노래처럼.
Okay everyone, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or requests, please leave them in the comments below, and we'll have another song or video coming very soon. See you next time.